Part two, dos, dos. So we are back. Let's see if we can get this room filled back up in one night. Man, I tell you what, when I say random live, I mean it is random live. And I had to get that phone call because my wife called in and I had to say goodnight to her and all that. Let's see if we can get the people back in here. Let's see what we can get this party going again. Let's see. Come on back. Come on back, baby. Nick, how you doing? Clever, Joker. Oh, we got a whole new crew in here for part two. I had a good crowd. I had about 63 people in the room. And then I got a call came in, and when I get calls come in, it just locks everything up. So we are back. And this is part two tonight of the Random Live with Bad Brad. And the first, if you haven't seen part one, well, you can check that out after this one. But I'm here. I've got the new Bad Brad Music, Guitars, and Truth t-shirt. And the product is easily bought. This is like 24 bucks, 24.99. And it's the official shirt of the channel. Thank you. Yeah. I've got other shirts, but this is a good sort of generic. It just has Bad Brad in small letters at the bottom. It fits good. It's a nice soft shirt. And you can get this exact shirt. You see the product placement. You just tap that button. I believe it's maybe that button on the left there. And it's a really cool, comfortable shirt and a great way of supporting the channel. And I've got it at a super low price right now. So yeah, man, I really like this shirt. First time I put it on. I've had it here for a few weeks. We're back, Michael. I'm going to grab me a cold Sam Adams Boston Lager. Right on, Mike. I'm back. I had to thank you, Clever Dowd. I had a call. I had an answer call from the wife, Mike and Michael. So that's why I disappeared there. But I'm back. We're back with the Fiesta. Ben, how you doing, brother? We've got some new people in here, and maybe some of the old people will come back as we were having a good time, man. We were hopping and bopping to the Crocodile Rock, if you know what I'm saying. Lisa, now Lisa's tuning in. She says, it's my fault. She didn't know I was going live. She had to go on a business trip, a sales trip. So she's just a few hours away. And that's why it's dad-daughter night at the house. Do you have any shirts with the Bad Brad logo? With the purple guitar. I can work on that, citizen. I've got, if you click in the description, look below the description area of my videos, there's a whole strip of shirts. And I believe there might be a shot with the purple guitar in there, but I'll put together one with that purple guitar because I've got some good shots of that. I will work on that. That's a good idea. Yes, Lisa is here. And so now I guess I should have told you that I was going live, and that way you wouldn't have had to just pop in, didn't realize that was going on. So yeah, we've got the Music, Guitars, and Truth t-shirt. It's the official channel shirt. I'll put this camera back a little bit so you can see it. Fits good, you know. It's a good shirt. It's got a good logo on it. It's a dude. It's a dude playing guitar, and there's the wig. You can see the wig, and then if you go here, it just says Bad Brad right there. So it's very generic, very you know, something you could wear, and it's not going to be like, you know, my picture like emblazoned all over your chest. But now I've got some ridiculous shirts. There's one that's the super bootleg shirt, and that's got all kinds of ridiculous pictures of me over the years. And so if you want something ridiculous and over the top, it's sort of like a 90s bootleg concert t-shirt. So that's what's happening now. We got 24 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up. We were at about 65 people before. Fashion model, yes. I am, yeah, my wife wishes I was wearing a wig. She wishes I was wearing a wig. She hates the fact my hair is. I just got out of the shower, so it's laying how it's laying right now. But I'm gonna grow it out. I'm gonna grow it out like super long because I don't have anybody to cut it here. Michael Strong, Monday Night Shots. Tell us who has better hair. Lisa, who has better hair? I'll just be quiet on that. I'm not gonna say. Made it back, Chris of the Riff. Glad to have you back. I'm glad that we hope we get that. We had about 65 people, which for a Monday night is good. She left me the good hair dryer. Thank you. I didn't use it tonight though. I don't normally comb my hair. I don't normally blow dry my hair. I don't normally do anything. And so, only if I have to like go do something like the X5 podcast or something, I blow dried it. So yeah, that's just how it is. Clever Dowd, how you doing, brother? So we got 28 people in here. Let's see. I would love it if we could get 100 plus tonight. Yo, Hermit, I'm back. I'm back here. We're having a good time. Mia is settled down now. She's winding down. We took a long walk today out to the playground and around the Gator Alley. My wife hates my wash and go hair. Yeah, so Mike, it's the same thing. How often do you wash it? Every day, Chris. Every day. I wash my hair every day. Absolutely. I don't not wash it. That would be kind of gruesome. You know what I'm saying? I guess I could not wash it, but I like the feeling of clean hair. If you're gonna have hair, you might as well keep it clean, man. You know what I'm saying? So what do we got? Let's get this thing. We got this interactive hopping and bopping. Where did the gray go? Well, the gray left because I had this box of these little black gremlins that I put all over in my hair. And I was gonna start letting it go all gray, but then when I had to do X5 podcast, I just figured, man, come on, I gotta show up and be the dude. I gotta be the dude. So I went ahead and opened up a box and put a little color in it. She married me because I'm super clean. I am a clean freak. What's that, Mia?
Why don't you have a cough drop?
Oh, I'll get you one. All right. The dude abides. All right. I am on a mission, and you're going to have to join me. And I don't know how clean I left this kitchen, but we're going to see. Mia wants a cough drop. Y'all, the kitchen is a disaster area. But I'm going to get her cough drop. In fact, I'm going to get myself a cough drop. All right, I'll get it for you, Mia. Come on. We're going back to the studio. All right, Mia. And we are back. Here you go, Mia. Let me get you a cough drop. There's your cough drop. And here's mine. So yeah, we got 27 people in here. Let's see if we can at least get it back where it was before. 27. I think we can do better than that. We lost a lot of people. Cough drops are good, especially when you got to talk a lot. You can actually do more damage talking than singing sometimes. And I may, with the way I talk, that may be harder on my voice than if I was singing. So yeah, time for a new album, bro. Yes, it's always time for a new album. Yes, I'm down, Eric. If everybody wants to go check out a really cool album, you got to check out Midnight Glow by Eric Blue. It's an album I produced with Eric. And it's great yacht rock album, man. If you like Steely Dan, if you like smooth stuff with some killer stuff, check out that album, Midnight Glow. It's got Victor Wooten on it. It's got what's the drummer for Steely Dan? I can't think of his name now. It's got amazing, amazing players on it. Check out Midnight Glow by Eric Blue. In fact, I should, if there was some way I could tag that product in this video, I could tag it and everybody would go listen to it. But maybe me and Eric yeah, Keith Carlock, that's right. Maybe me and Eric need to do a Zoom interview and plug that album. That would be a fun interview. So we'll have to do something like that coming up down the road. But yeah, that would be cool, man. All right, Eric, we'll do it. We'll make it happen. Shots every time Mia talks. Well, she's slowing down, Clever. So you just might be all right. Because and sometimes when she comes in, she just looks at the camera. She doesn't say anything. So you might be all right. I want a punk band just so I can name it the. Okay, I'm not going to repeat that just so I don't get in any Facebook trouble, Mike. Now, many back in the day, Nashville country music guitar cats like Phil Valdez, Kevin Marks, brother of Richard Marks. They played with drummer Tim Tuning. I don't know them. Snot Mog. I don't know them. Yeah, I don't know those guys. You know, I think I probably when I first moved to town, it was sort of the Brent Mason era. And that was kind of the era he was just starting to get tons of cuts playing on people's albums. That was kind of when I first got to town. It was like he was first call guy on all that Alan Jackson stuff and all that stuff that was just starting to kind of blow up Nashville. Now here's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking this, and I tell you what, dude, it's got the bite like you're drinking a beer. Yes, isn't that a coincidence, Clever Dowd? Isn't that a coincidence? GNR at the Troubadour, 1985. I was 18. Terrible. So Bradley, you were there? Were you at the Troubadour for that? I bet you that's an interesting story. 1985. Now, I didn't get to, wow, Bradley, I didn't get to LA till 86, late 86. And I started hearing about Guns N' Roses when I got out there. I heard people talk about them, but I had never heard them until probably, I want to say maybe 88. Bradley, oh, okay. So 88 is when I heard them. Lisa, did you leave him a brush for his wig? Woo! I didn't start to hear, I heard about them, and I wasn't quite sure what to think at first when I heard them. But the more I listened to it, the more the vibe of it. It's a similar bombastic vibe. It's what I call a party album. If a party is getting completely blotto, you put on Van Halen 1 and start cranking the Van Halen and popping the beer tops and stand around with a bunch of dudes with Van Halen blasting in, and maybe a couple girls off in the corner. You put that on and those beers are going to go down real quick. But if you, the same thing goes for putting Appetite for Destruction in. I used to go out on the town and we'd put in either Van Halen 1 or we put on Appetite for Destruction. And either one of those albums we would put in, we'd just rocking out all the way to whatever bar or club we were going to. And that was, the Guns N' Roses thing was a huge part of my early time, just cruising around and going to places in Hollywood, but I wasn't really going to the Strip a lot around that time. Some of the early GNR shows were sketchy, But by 86, they were machine live. I saw great shows at the Troubadour. Right on. They would have a horn section at times. Wow, SM. I did not know that they had a horn section. My daddy passed January 15, 87. I was 9. Never will I forget jamming Fogerty on his lap, steering his 86 Ford. Wow. What a great memory, Clever. We don't put the girls in the corner here. We let them stand around with us. Okay, Bayshore, I'm just kind of pontificating on what's going on. I'm not putting anybody in a corner. They may choose to stand away from us when the Van Halen is cranking because we're just too busy playing air guitar and I mean, you got Dave howling like a Tarzan and Eddie Van Halen just going nuts. Girls are going to probably go like, whoa, 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 what is going on over here? What are they doing? Nobody puts baby in a corner. All right. So yeah, that wasn't meant as any kind of dig, Bayshore. It's just, like I said, the trepidation that some may feel when you see a bunch of middle-aged dudes cranking Appetite for Destruction or Van Halen 1, it is cause for concern. Oh, watch out. The old guys are rocking out. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. I agree, badbrad. They were an incredible band, Bradley. And I'm hoping to get to talk to one of those guys soon in an interview. I've tried, but it was a little bit. Seen us do this a million times before. They know the drill. All right, Bayshore. Well, if you guys, if they're okay with you guys air guitaring and going crazy, it's a different generation of people now, and they don't understand the bombastic nature of Van Halen and Appetite for Destruction. The younger generation don't get that. They don't get it. Like, why do you listen to that when you can listen to bleeps and you can listen to a computer bloop and bleep? I personally don't want to see. I saw LSD in 1992 at the Whiskey, and it was way different. I don't remember what year that I saw them. I saw them at the Roxy. And it was shortly either before they got signed or right after they got signed. That's when I saw them. And it was probably the same show they've been doing for a while. I'm just guessing. But it was incredible. They were an incredible band, incredible concept. I just don't know. It's hard to translate what they were doing live to an album, especially back then. Nowadays, maybe it'd be easier. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was the grunge thing was taken off, and they had their foot firmly sort of in grunge in a way. But just mind-blowing band to see, just the spectacle of it. I mean, whether Stanley was real or not, he sure was living it. He sure was living it just as much as any of those other guys. As much as Slash or Axl or anybody. Changed my mind about the song Prairie Wind by Neil Young, but originally I didn't like. Well, that can happen, Private. That can happen. We all can change our minds. Guessing you may know of Nashville Cats, Lou Toomey or Charlie Crow. Lou Toomey sounds familiar, but man, I was always an outsider in Nashville. I was playing R&B gigs in Nashville. I was playing in funk bands in Nashville. I wasn't trying to hang out with the people that played with the country stars. And I didn't start getting those country calls until about after I'd been in town I didn't get my first country gig till probably 2001 or 2002 or something like that. Or actually, I did get the Shelley Wright gig in like 1999. I think that was 99. But after that, I don't really know the country guys. I never met Brent Mason. I never met Guthrie Trapp. I don't know Tom Bukovac. I know guy now. I could reel off guy. I know the Wooten brothers. I know John Billings. I know Eric Blue. I know probably about 200 musicians. but most of them, almost all of them, don't play any country music. And that is, that's what I did. That's what I was better at. You're going to get the call to play the gigs that you're best at. So for me, I don't know these like country guys that did all these like things. Now some of them might know me, and I might have met some of them over the time, but I wasn't embedded in that stuff. I playing dress up, singing those old country songs. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't. Do you record music for sync, Brad? You should. Meaning for film and TV? Yes, I've done a lot of that. Right on, Clever. Yeah, I've done. Do you remember your first guitar teacher? Mine was at a local music store about half-mile from my house, 7th grade, and all I wanted to do was play Purple Haze. Yeah, I remember my first guitar teacher. He called my mom the next day and said, he'll never be able to play guitar. I'm not going to teach him. That's what my first guitar teacher did. So that was my first experience with a guitar teacher. Did I give up? No. My mom goes, well, that was weird. Your guitar teacher just called and said, you'll never be able to play guitar. And what do you want to do? And I said, well, I guess we just find a different teacher. Yes, dude, here's what happened. I think it was the second lesson. And he came in and it was like Mel Bay type stuff. Here's the little notes on the thing and it's playing single notes. And so it was Jingle Bells, right? And I saw Jingle Bells written at the top and I figured out what the first note was, by reading the note. Oh, that's D, okay, or whatever it was. And I picked it out by ear, right? And so he came in and he said, okay, and he opened up Jingle Bells, and I went, and I played Jingle Bells, and apparently he didn't like that I didn't have to look at the page to play Jingle Bells. But I mean, it's Jingle Bells. Yeah, I was probably in like 3rd or 4th grade, probably about 4th grade. I don't know what year how old I would have been then, but it's friggin' Jingle Bells, bro. You give me the first note and I'll pick it out. I'll pick it out by ear. It's just, so I wasn't looking at the page and going boo, 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 and following each note because I didn't need to do that. So that was why he said he can't teach me and he'll never be able to play it. And I'm just like, well, dude, I already played Jingle Bells, So here's the thing. The next teacher that I got, I went in and she started teaching chords, cowboy chords, right? And she gave me these sheets with these songs on it. And it'd say C over this word, and then a G over this word, and then a D, and for the chords, and then these little diagrams with the chords in it. So then I come home with this sheet with these chords and this thing, and I'm immediate, dude, within like, I don't know, an hour or two, I'm playing friggin' songs. And I'm like, now I'm off and running. I'm literally like 6 months later, I'm taking the guitar to school and serenading the senoritas, at recess, so it's like, it was a good thing. At the time, I was kind of dumbfounded, like, what do you mean I'll never be able to play guitar? What? Like, and my mom says, well, what do we do? And I go, I guess we got to find somebody else, and it wasn't like I was somewhere where it was like guitar teachers coming out of the woodwork. No, dude, it was, you're lucky if there were 2 or 3 guys in that area that could teach. You were lucky. And I was lucky that there was. Over the years, there was usually 2 or 3 guys, and some guys would come in and stay for a while, and then they'd leave and go do something else. And so with these hard chords, I quit. Well, yeah, if it's hard chords, yeah. It took me a long while to learn. My first guitar teacher smelled like pot, taught me a Foghat song. Bradley, sounds like a great teacher, bro. I was lucky enough to have the brother and the uncle. Well, there you go, Joey. Yeah, I didn't. Nobody in my family played guitar. I had my great grandmother had a giant what do you call it, grand piano, and she could read like a son of a bitch, and she could just Liberace style all up and down the piano. And they said, well, would you teach him music? She says, no, I don't have the patience for that. What's this? I have an issue, man. Did my message get through about the bus drivers? John Golden. I don't know if I saw that. Nuevo. Watch Tomo Fujito. He's a great channel. Mike, your grandfather taught you your first song, Ray Charles. What I Say. That's a great song. Mia is rating the cough drops, but she did not speak. So you guys don't have to do shots. You see how that works? Now we got 49. Let's get those thumbs up. Come on, everybody. We had the room. We had 63 people before. I took the lessons until bar chords and self-taught the rest of the way. Never learned to read music and been playing ever since. Hey, man, not everybody. Tomo is great. Yes, not everybody has to follow the same path. I don't read single notes worth of crap. Since I moved to Nashville, I never had to read a single note, pretty much the whole time I was there. So I can't say that I can read single notes that great either, but I can read a chord charts really well. I can read. Mike says, she's gone, bro. She came in and took my last cough drop and went, pew. Buy the new shirt, bro. Yes, we got the new shirt. It's right here. Fits good, looks good, comfortable. It's soft. It fits really good. Many on Dad's side play guitar, but I only play drums. Right on, Snot Mod. I find you develop other guitar skills by not learning to sight read. Well, you develop what you develop. Did you ever play the Coconut Teaser? Yes, I did, Bradley. I did. You ever see The Great Rock and Roll Swindle? I don't think I've seen the movie, but I had the album for a while. Robert Fairweather, how you doing? Hello, Mr. Bloody Hell. Okay. I need to watch that, Robert. I need to watch that. I haven't watched that. I don't know. I never see that. I have the album and I listened to it. It's got, because I like the 6-bit. Look, I'm one of those guys that liked, I'm doing good, Robert. I like Van Halen, but I also like the Sex Pistols. I also like the Clash. I also like George Benson. I also like Steely Dan. I also liked Elvis. I just have weird, I get in a different mood. I heard London Calling today on the radio and I had to crank it up, and it's like, dude, that Jingle Bells guitar teacher was a real Grinch. Michael, yes, right? I am breezing, bro. Do you ever mix top ramen with canned chicken when you lived in LA? Bradley, you just described probably the first year. All I ever had was top ramen with a can of tuna. I would use canned tuna, and I would make the top ramen, and I put about half of the seasoning pack in it, but I wouldn't put the water. It's supposed to be like a soup, but to me it was like a pasta dish. So I make this pasta with a little bit of water and a little bit of the seasoning pack, and then I dump a can of tuna on top of it. And man, I lived off that for at least a year of doing that. But dude, back then, you could get a pack of beef, for like $2.60 and a jar of generic pasta sauce for $1. And you could get like 3 boxes of pasta for $1, right? And so you could make that pot of spaghetti, and dude, that'd last you 2 or 3 days. So I mean, you could literally probably eat for like $1.50, a day or something like that. See you, Chris. I will see you in the morning, brother. I don't even know how late it is. We got 53 people in here. My dad had me listening and going to Wyndham Hill. I was so lucky, grateful to see Michael Hedges. Right on, right on. 10 top ramen for $1. That's what I'm saying. So, and the generic tuna was probably 45 cents a can or something like that. Yeah, John Golden, bus drivers have incredible stories, but most of them won't tell. I'll never tell. Top ramen, Tina's red hot beef burritos and pancakes. There was also some kind of like place. I lived on off of Hollywood Boulevard on Sycamore, and there was some kind of like Chinese rice bowl type place that you could get, and they were always giving these coupons: buy one get one free, and it'd be like $2.50 for this bowl of rice with like teriyaki chicken and vegetables and stuff, kind of like mixed in, and you could get that like you get $2.50, and it would be buy one get one free. And that thing, that was a luxury. And then of course there'd be a burrito place walking distance from the house with the most amazing friggin' burritos that were just gut bombs. So yeah, that was what I lived off of for about a year in Hollywood. And then when I moved out the Shock House, I just didn't have any groceries. Didn't have any. We didn't even have top ramen, bro. We did not even have top ramen. Nobody cooked at the Shock House because the sink was always filled with like dishes that were like 6 months sitting in the sink, and no one. It was never any once a home cooked meal when we lived at the Shock House. So can you imagine that? I think we were there. I was probably there for 2 or 3 years living in that house. Yeah, buy one, get one free meant something different. Yeah, back in the day. All right. Oh, Mia just talked. What did you say, Mia?
I said hello.
Okay, well, Mike, dishes and dish nats. Yeah, dish nats are what's for dinner, bro. Dish nats. All right, Mia. All right, go play in your room, honey.
And can I sleep with you?
You can crash in the bed tonight. Yes. All right. Everybody that's playing the Mia Speak game, you got to drink now. Everybody, I'll even join you with the little sparkling shot time, bro. I honestly thought she was done coming in. She likes to come in a lot at first, and then she usually tapers out. There's the motivation. Yes. So this is cool, man. I mean, I don't discourage it, man. You guys are having fun. You guys are all adults. Cheers. Cheers to you. We've got 46 people in here, 34. Let's get the thumbs up. The root beer shine is hitting good tonight. Right on. Man, I used to drink all kinds of moonshine. Peach moonshine. We used to get strawberry moonshine. How long ago did you give up the booze? I think it was probably, I may have had maybe one shot on a gig, maybe a couple of years ago or something like that. Maybe 2 or 3 years. Apple pie moonshine. Oh, now that's some good stuff. Peach is good. Peach, peach was always my favorite. And you got to keep the moonshine in the freezer, right, Mike? Keeping it in the freezer. Apple pie shine is good. I don't know how long it's been since I had a drink because it's not something where I go, something bad happened, I have to stop drinking. It's just like, oh, here we go. Okay, guys, guess what time it is? Say it. What did you say, Mia?
They're stretching.
They are stretching. So you guys are going to be stretching your arms. All right.
I'm going to sleep with you tonight.
You're going to crash in the room. That's fine. She's going to... There you go. I'm not a drinker. I just bought a pint of Jose the other day. Shots, clever dowd. There you go. Yeah, you guys are going to be knocking them back now. I think she's winding down. I think why she says she wants to crash in the bed tonight since mom's not home. And I think the reality is she's getting tired. And that's why she keeps popping in and saying that, because I think she's tired. We went for like a 2.5 mile walk today, and that's a lot for her. There you go, clever. I think you might get one more. She might come in, but then again, she might get distracted in there with the toys, or she might come back in with another toy. Got 49 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up. We're having a good time. I'm debuting the new merch, Music, Guitars, and Truth, Bad Brad. Moved to LA in 1988 from Kansas City, and the culture shock was unreal. Did you have the same vibes? Absolutely, dude.
And look,
here we go,
and look,
guys.
They can battle.
They can battle. They can battle. And there are people over there, and they're battling. So here you go, guys. All right, Mia. Go on, honey.
Dad, can I sleep with you?
Yes, honey. I already answered that question. There you go. Yeah, be careful what you wish for, bro. Be careful what you wish for. You guys wanted to play the Mia drinking game, and like I said, that's the third time she's asked about crashing. So I think she's winding down. No, Mike. No, I do not. And this is I'm sure when she's old enough, she'll be able to watch the channel and she'll get a gist. She'll get a gist. Do you walk most days? I try to, Chris, but I don't get to every day like I want to. Danzig is doing Elvis show in Vegas. Wow. Danzig does a pretty good Elvis. He does a different Elvis. Play that funky music, Light Man, okay? Who is that? Guitar Days. How you doing, brother? I really dig your show. If I was in LA the same time as you, what a time to remember. Long life. It absolutely is. It was a crazy time, man. I think about this stuff, and I think about all you guys out there that was out in the Sunset Strip. We all have friends now that we don't know what happened to them. Yeah, the Thomas guide. That's how somebody gave me an old Thomas guide. It was probably 5 or 6 years old. Gave me their old one. And it maybe had a few pages missing, but you would keep that in your car. You keep that in your car if you needed to go somewhere, and then you could look it up and then figure out how you were going to get there. Without it, you were lost. Absolutely. But I eventually got pretty good. Like, I don't feel, if I have to go out to LA, at least the LA area and the beach and the valley, I can get around pretty good without needing any kind of Thomas guide. It took about a year. It took me about a year before I even wanted to drive out there. My roommate was John Billings, a bass player, and I would hand him my keys and go, "Here, dude, drive my car. I got gas in my car." And I would have him drive if we wanted to go somewhere. First guitar sounds that got me to play Bon Jovi, Slippery. Right on. Yeah, because, dude, you came from Kansas City. I came from Williamsburg, Virginia. We're not used to the madness and stuff out there, dude. We're hicks. Until you get out there and assimilate and figure out how to fit into life out there and do all that. Coldwater and Van Owen. Yeah, dude, Coldwater. I used to take Coldwater Canyon or Laurel all the way back to the valley. So I would work in West Hollywood at this hotel, and I would drive from the valley. So a lot of times when I went home, I would take Coldwater, because it seemed like Coldwater would have less traffic on it back in those days. Yeah, it was rough, dude. It was rough. I assume from what I'm hearing, I saw a recent video of LA. They're saying it's like a ghost town. Like sub shirt. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. It's like it's like a ghost town out there now, man. You know, and the clubs, you know, and they're still, I think they're still doing pay to play. Yeah, Laurel Canyon, yes. Well, wasn't that Mulholland, wasn't it, Mike? Or maybe it was Laurel. The best drinking game ever is the Bob Newhart game. Every time somebody says Bob, you take a drink. One episode, they must have said Bob about 47 times in a half hour. Wow, Michael. Yeah, the same crappy apartment is probably $2,900 a month now. Dude, my apartment in Hollywood was, I think it was $425, I think, a month. My first crappy apartment. All the comedians are moving to Austin from LA. Wow. So yeah, well, I listen to Joe Rogan on occasion. But you know, Austin's got its issues as well. It's you know, a lot. Some people have left Austin and gone back to Austin. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know. Yo, Max, how you doing? Glad to have you here. We got 57 people in here, so we're hopping and bopping. We've got a lot of people in here. We had about 63 before. $2,900 a month, and your neighbor probably, dude. No, it's probably worse than that, Mike. It's probably not that. It's probably something worse. It's probably not cooking that in their apartment, but they could be dismembering. They could be dismembering people in their shower stall. I mean, who knows, man? But it's not even the dude. I mean, it's $2,900 now, but it's not a place you'd want to be. Back then, you could figure out a way to live cheaply. Yeah, see, Bradley. Yeah, dude, in the hotel that I worked at, and I don't name names of this, and I've never named where I worked, but there was a guy on duty that, not that the hotel knew about, but there was a guy that if any of the patrons said, hey, can you get me this? There was a guy on staff there that would, hey, I need to such and such. And he'd go boom, and then you go boom, and you'd make money, he'd make money. It's a whole different world, bro. It's and you know what? When you go to like Mexico and places like that, some places there, it's like that. You ask the bellman or whatever, and they've got a guy on staff. Charlie being potentially the operative, that's quite possible, Christian. I'm not going to touch that with Bradley. You may have, but by the time we were playing FM, the band's name was changed to Boy Elroy. Yeah, I know. Shitty name. It didn't have anything to do with that. Yeah. Yes, Bradley. Yes. And we played a lot. We played Coconut Teaser. We played the Roxy. We played the Whiskey. We played Gazzari's. We played FM Station a bunch. We'd hang out at FM Station a bunch. $500 a month. Wow. Rents for $2,100 now. Yeah, and it's $2,100 now, and why would you even want to be there? There's no reason to be there. Back then, the horn section. Yeah. Well, that Shock was the one with the horn section. So, and then briefly, the horns played with Boy Elroy. Briefly, very briefly. And then they got tired of me busting their chops for not playing their parts. So they bailed. They bailed because I'm like, dudes, I like that you guys are having fun, but you still gotta nail these parts. Well, what do you want us to play? Here's the notes. And I would just think, what would James Brown's horn section play? And I'd go, okay, here's by that time we had two horns. So all you can do is give them these, two note, harmonies, but it's James Brown. Beat it, beat it. So I just pull the out of the guitar chords. I'd always had Reggie Wooten had always told me the chords on the guitar, it works in a horn section. So I would just tell him, if I'm playing beat it, I would just tell him the notes that I was playing. I never had Filthy say that to us. Val, what's the album and song you've recorded you like the most? Ooh, that's a tough question. They're like children. It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick one, but I do like Midnight Glow by Eric Blue if you like yacht rock type stuff. But I also, and it's got Keith Carlock from Steely Dan on it. It's got a lot of chord changes, not a lot of shreddy guitar on it. But you could probably pull up the song, let's see, what's it called? I can't even think of it now. You record stuff over the years and trying to remember. She's Temporary High by the band Loadsock. Listen to that. That's me on vocals doing sort of a Van Halen-esque sort of tune. I Hate LA by Stone Padre. That's another song that I like. Check that out. Hey, Bradley, go check out the song I Hate LA by Stone Padre. That's a song that I wrote, kind of making fun of LA many, many, many years later. I saw Tom Jones at the Hollywood Bowl in '90. My girlfriend talked me into going. I bet he was awesome, Mike. He's an amazing singer, man. And I bet there were a lot of women there, Michael. Bing bong. Right? I'm sure there was a lot. You were there with your girlfriend, but I'm sure there was tons of women. Oh, you live in North San Diego. Oh, yeah. And I'm sure San Diego's so different now, right? It's just, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Right? There's a clip of Tom Jones singing I'll Never Fall in Love Again. He's a great singer, man. Yeah, Bon Jovi, those were good shows to go to. Rick Springfield shows were good too, because even up until about 10 or 20 years ago, there would be tons of girls at the shows. But I'm a married man. I don't be fooling with that nonsense. I don't be doing that stuff. So don't be talking at me like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What's your opinion on Wasp and Blackie Lawless? I just don't really have an opinion of it. It's not marketed to me. It's not something that I particularly would listen to, but I get why somebody might be into it. It's cool. I like that Wild Child song. I find that song kind of amusing. Yeah, Tom Jones is a great performer, man. And he was friends with Elvis. Listen to go on YouTube and watch the story of Tom Jones talking about Elvis coming in his bathroom, taking a deuce, and then like talking to him, standing there with his pants down. Yeah, I'll Never Fall in Love. That's a great song, and he sings the heck out of his old black and white clip. But that's a funny story. What do you think about legacy bands lip syncing? I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible, man. If you can't eke it out, then don't go out and lip sync. It's not Soul Train. It's not American Bandstand. It's a concert. And the same thing goes for the youngins out there. Yeah, Sex Bomb is kind of corny for me. I'm not a big fan of Sex Bomb. It's amusing, but I like the older stuff. Yeah, that is amazing. Tom Jones and Wilson Pickett. Yes, that is great. Cooking books, no problem, brother. No problem. Delilah. Dude, that is an amazing song. Talk about a song that's just sort of twisted, dude. That the lyrics to that is Delilah. If y'all want to hear something, go listen to Tom Jones sing Delilah and the emotion. Tom Jones delivers a lyric. Great singers deliver. Favorite Van Halen record? I gotta go with Van Halen 1 because it's the nuclear explosion that shattered the whole world of rock. Yes, Scott. It's an incredible. I love Fair Warning, and I used to listen to Fair Warning with headphones on a Walkman with a Sony Walkman and cassette in the car while the parents were listening to whatever they were listening to, and I would blast it. I would turn it all the way up. But I have to go Van Halen 1 because I know what a game changer that was. By the time Fair Warning came out, we already knew Edward was a genius. We already knew he was going to play some cool stuff. And yeah, he played some incredible stuff on that album. And it's a progression. But what he did on that first album, they're playing live. They're basically playing live in the studio, and it sounds like that. That's just why I picked that album. There's other great albums, and you could argue, some people like 2 better than 1. Not for me. 1 to me is it's like a perfect album. Fair Warning, you could argue that Push Comes to Shove, although that has an incredible guitar solo, but you could argue there's some filler on Fair Warning, right? 1 Foot Out the Door, isn't that on there? That's kind of a filler track. You know, it's a great album. I love Dirty Movies. That's an incredible song. But I don't know, man. I just think Van Halen 1 is the sound of a band just exploding on the scene. And that's why I picked that album. Not that it's underrated. Yeah, Dirty Movie. There was a lot of women's underwear being thrown on stage. Yes. Yes, Michael. So the Tom Jones show. Yeah, that's the thing, man. He was an idol just like Elvis. Tom Jones played it up even more. I think Tom Jones was out hooking up way more than any of those guys, from what I understand. Tom Jones was putting up serious numbers. Yes, thank you, Robert. Yes, everybody, we got 48 thumbs up. That's pretty good, man. We had 63 people in here before. We got 50 people in here now. Anybody know what time it is on the Eastern Standard Time, so I can make sure I keeping a healthy schedule here? You were the 4th one too. Right on, Snot Mog. What time is the Eastern Standard Time? Can somebody tell me? Somebody tell me, I say. Yes, indeedy do. I try to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, son, but you just don't be listening. Anybody got the time? It's 8:34. All right, I got a little bit more time. VH2, John says. Some people like the tone on VH2 better than VH1. Now, that's something you could talk about. Some people think the guitar tone is different for some reason. Did he, Citizen? I never heard that. That's kind of crazy, dude. That's kind of crazy. Jack, good night, brother. Now, I'm gonna probably cut out of here in a little bit, but don't forget, Clever. I don't know. I think she might be passing out soon. So we're gonna be tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Breakfast Club, brand new video. If you haven't joined us in the morning and you're up 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, what was the name of the song that day when you first heard your guitar part coming through the radio? That's the real moment. Jack, that was a song called Back by Colt Ford. And it's got Jake Owen on the track. and that got some airplay on country radio for a little while. So I think I'm gonna head out, going live on his stuff, leading how to swing it. All right, here comes Mia. We got one more Mia appearance. Come here, Mia, and say bye to everybody.
Bye, my
Okay, here we go.
people.
Mia, say bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Everybody have a great evening. I'll see you in the morning on this channel at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Say one more word, Mia.
One more ratchet.
Okay, everybody have a great night. We will see you again.
We will see you in the morning.
See you in the morning. All right, everybody have a good night. Thank you so much, everybody. Peace.